Excuse me.
Yo.
Hi.
Alright, let's go and fuck around in tennis for a bit.
Oh boy.
Oh shit. Hang on a second. Just got DC. Alright, let me know when my character is out. If you're in the lavender beds, you'll be able to tell me.
Oh, there you are. You're gone.
Ooh, please wait and try logging in later. Oh, here we go. Now I'm in the queue. So I have a decent understanding of all the mechanics of this fight, but I have not been able to like memorize the order of everything, like from start to finish.
Well, I will say I don't remember either. I don't memorize all of this too much. I do have it written down though.
Times like this, I wish I had a second monitor. Okay, let me just check these markers.
So this all took place 100 years ago.
Okay, they're just around the square.
What does it have to do with Gaia?
Okay, I think like that. Okay, what do we need to agree before we started? Just a couple things. This is getting way ahead of things, but for now, let's just agree on, in the final phase, how do the melee want to handle the inner towers? So, in the final phase, when we're doing the business when we're spawning shadows, and then stretching out the tether so that they teleport to us in certain specific positions. We've got on the cardinals here, on A, B, C, and D, you'll have your bogs, or whatever they're called, where you'll get your first one. Do you want to have the melee just go clockwise, or do you want to have them go across like it is in the toolbox?
Are you talking about the very, very last thing in that mechanic where you have to take a tower with a pair?
No, because that's part of it. but that's the tanks and healers that will pick the towers, and then the DPS will adjust around them.
Okay.
When you have to take it with a pair with like a tether. I mean, at the start of that mechanic at the very end, when the DPS, the melee DPS specifically, or just the melee units specifically, will have to spawn their shadows close to the boss and like with one of these markers, and then bait them in a different marker. And the video has them going clockwise, and the toolbox has them going sort of opposite, but then the tanks will always swap, which is not very clear.
I would just going by the diagrams where you just like you go to your bog and then you go across, like so I would drop it like on D and then I'd go to B and then spawn the shadow and then go back to B.
Yeah. So okay, so we'll do that. We'll just go by the toolbox. Go by the toolbox positionings for literally everything in the phase. Envelope groups. All right, let's do that first. Go to the left and to the right of C. To the left if you are Fuzzo and his group, and to the right if you are E10S and my group. Okay, that's basically it. Fuzzo's just on the left of C.
So we're always gonna go, was it east and north or was it west and north?
Yeah, A and B side will be E10S's group, and C and D side will be Fuzzo's group, and that's for orbs, blue orbs and yellow orbs. In the case that both orbs spawn in the same side, like if both blue orbs are on C and D, for example, let's just have, generally speaking, Fuzzo's group is a left group and our group is a right group. If that makes sense. So if both blue orbs are on C and D, then Fuzzo would take B and E10S would take C. And for the yellow groups, we would be on B and Fuzzo's team there would be on A, if that makes sense. Like a left group and a right group. That kind of also stands true for when we're dodging behind that one shadow clone and their orbs get like knocked to us. Yeah, prioritize east and west. Because we are kind of a east prioritized team anyway.
Are we going by the diagram for our spread positions or dropping bogs and stuff?
Yeah, those clock positions. The clock positions obviously have a dancer in them, where that would be Nina. They have a Dark Knight, that would be, well, I guess the tanks are sort of interchangeable, but in theory that's us. And they have a bard, that would be me.
For the last phase, or what we were talking about earlier, the heroes and range are just going clockwise instead of running across, right?
Yeah, for the yeah, you'll just go, it's just exactly the same as the toolbox, which just has you run along the edge of clockwise.
I was thinking maybe
I don't want to add a footnote to the toolbox in every single location where it's going to be like, except we do this one thing different, and we'll just go by into the box for everything.
So it's basically this on what I posted in general. As far as our spreads and stuff.
Yeah, for that particular phase, just literally everything the toolbox does is what we will do. Even if there's like a logical reason why something else might be. Well, everything's the same, it's just how you want to memorize it. And since we have that reference, we're going by that. But yeah, I will be dropping my. I'll be dropping my in that final phase. I'll be dropping mine on the inside of the one, and then baiting my tower in the corner of the one, and then after that, be going to almost the rest of my mechanics. In theory, Rose, literally there's nothing RNG about that phase. It will just be literally the same movements every single time. Well, the only RNG thing being the cleaves in the center that we dodge after we drop our bots. But we just go to the center and dodge them however they make us dodge. I know that that's getting way ahead of ourselves talking about the last phase stuff before, but yeah, I need to clear it up at some point, so might as well be now. Any other questions before we go?
Well, more of last phase stuff. So the range inner cardinal will just stay in their circle, right? So the melee slash tanks will go to them, or melee slash range.
For which part?
For the very last thing. I'm talking about the green tethers. Like you know how it doubles.
Green for the close tethers.
Yeah, close tethers. So like maybe range stay in the circle and then like.
2 tanks north. 2 tanks take the north ones. 2 healers take the south ones. And if you're a DPS, you'll see who you're tethered to and go and share it.
Sounds good.
It's opposite, but no, the opposite. We'll do what the toolbox does. That's why I'm saying this. Tanks will be in the south ones then. We'll do exactly as the toolbox does.
Just making sure because I want to make sure that I'm running to the right tether. Because it's going to be random for DPS if I understand correctly.
Yeah. It'll always be a DPS to a tank and healer. So one of those sets of people has to be the person that decides on a tower. So it is the tanks and healers that do so. Alright, let's give it some balls. Okay, this mechanic, yeah, we are going to our mark positions basically. I'm trying to remember to text so that we do combinations of that. Just to quickly go over that, because that's something that we're doing slightly different from the video stuff. The only other thing we're not doing the same way as Ilya is we are going to drop ours at max melee in the direction of your marker at our positions, for the protein out first, and then we're all going to stack in the very center. You look at the one that you dropped, and if you've got a dot above it, you need to be out for that number of explosions. So like if you have a 2, you need to be out for the second one. If you don't have a number at all, you just got to be in for all of them. And then as soon as the third one has gone out, you'll go across to the opposite shadow drop from where you dropped yours. So if I drop mine on the one side, and I have the 2, let's say, I'll go into the center, eat the first one, go out for the second towards 3, come back in for the third one, and then go back out to 3 again, because that's where I'm safe from the shadow. And then once we've dropped the second shadow, we go back into the center again, because they all do a cleave.
Sounds good.
I think that's everything. Yeah, now we just need to practice, get those mechanics just ingrained into memory. I was out of that. Come on. So I can't like. It's like A side. I can't just call things right now because I'm figuring it out myself as well. When I get confident, I'll call these out.
Is that a cleave behind for the first mechanic? Or was it ahead or whatever?
It was tail, so it was gonna do a thing with the shadow.
That's where I got confused on. I thought it was ahead.
Yeah, shadow cleave top positions. Max melee. Up into the center. Look at your shadow. Need to be in the center of this. Stay out with your 1. Stay out with your 2. And now go opposite with your shadow. Drop another shadow keeper will teleport your shadow to you. Now come back into the middle. Yeah, like that basically, but executed slightly better. I'll try and get better about putting the safe spots for conversion. It's breaking that was also making me figure it out late, so it's got to get used to it. side again. Positions. Middle. I think we've got it on please.
Wow, really? Okay.
Oh, okay.
Alright. Alright, let's chain balls, who's got practice?
Spamming left streets in there too.
In the earlier video, he says he uses like big cooldowns. Well, he actually says he involves like most of them, but
You might as well.
let's go. Yeah, there is some logic too. If it's not a particularly dangerous part of the fight, save your invuln for emergency during the work. I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's a lot that you can safely invuln. Go seaside. Seaside again. I will let you go back. Seems to be much faster at it than I am. Oh yeah. Maximum position. Check the number. And out to your opposites. Shadowkeeper will put a new one down, then we'll go back to the middle after Shadowkeeper. Okay, back to the middle. That's fine. I made that mistake the first time. Yes, you also have to make sure that you're facing the boss when you go there because it spawns a few feet behind you. This is also true in the very final phase, by the way, when you're baiting the shadows. You want to be baiting them in such a way that they land in towers, so you need to get used to the distance they spawn behind you. I think it's like the distance between me and C right now. If I was facing towards 3, it would spawn just maybe like this.
How hard to hit? I was just using Nebula, Heart of Stone, and like Zero Half, but I have to parry it that time. So I got 30 hitting.
Out. Try and shield some of that. Yeah. Small little hits. Alright, Shadow Cleave. Middle. Your time. Out of your ones. The threes, and the box. Okay, behind you, come back to the middle. Okay, if you've got a tether, you're going to have to place clean. Now the other 4 place theirs. Okay. knew that that was coming up, but I didn't know the timing, and it happened a lot quicker than I expected after the halfway drive.
So we would be taking A as airship group.
You just need to stand near them and then they'll seek to you. Is that right?
Yeah, if you stand on the cardinals like A, B, C, and D, they should just heat seek to, yeah. So literally just people being on A, B, C, and D. B and C are the do street.
And for this one, don't stand in the corner.
Sorry, A and B, sorry.
Yeah, we gotta stay on the line.
They said that in the video openers. They said the first 4 is always clockwise, or the 5th one to go that way. I'm going to personally keep watching them just in case, just to verify that for myself. But they did say that in the video. Yeah, I think potentially comes to party in the rear for that. Yeah. Check the numbers, ones go out. Offset. Two's out. Three's out. Offset. Place your shadow behind you. So finger tethers. we should probably just use it there. So the Puzzles group is on the left wrist and both is on the right wrist. Things this time. What do you mean by the tail part? And also what do you mean by you? The boss's face is the part that is kissing your feet. The straight lines go off first, squiggly lines go second. Let's say 3 is a shadow, and I'm left here. The part that's kissing my feet is the boss's face. So if he was doing a left cleave, it would be heading south right now, as it's connected to. The part that's touching your feet is the boss's face. We're going to stack on this flank just in case a tank is trying to forward. I like where Richard is best for our positions. One's out. Two's out. Three's out. opposite. Laser shadow behind you. Is it not back soon? Left slash. To right slash.
No, I can switch it either way. But yeah, I guess in groups.
In groups, yeah, but more information doesn't do your rules. You're always either first or second.
Same thing. Which side is most flashes? Never point your arrow.
Yeah, I think it's just practice. We'll get the idea, but have to make the connections quickly. I'll call out if it's a left or right slash. Correct me if I get it wrong, because if I'm also doing a mechanic and just like doing standards there, it's not
I'm just trying to practice it because it's gonna take me a few pulls.
Yeah, the way I'm sort of trying to do it mentally is I'll take note of it, the left or right slash, because you'll have that information before you're in position. And then if I know it's a left slash, I'll orientate myself along the line of the arrow that's connected to me so that I can see if I was to slash to the left where it would go, and then I would keep the party safe. With that information. Said that, I think I might have fucked that one up. It was either me or Lena and I didn't see who.
I definitely fucked it up, so we're ready
You're
to
like
fuck
three
it up.
people in here.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, I feel bad now.
Died on the second.
When it's facing his own shadow, it fucks me up. this. One behind you. Right, so okay. Focus is on A and B. C. B goes up here. No, it didn't. It's over to it. Okay, so it's either 1 or 3 first. You see which side it leaves. And 3. Now. Oh, that's a hit mark. Tail, so get away from D now. A, B.
Get away. Scott, are we going clockwise or counterclockwise?
Clockwise.
Okay.
So next to address there, but the one that we just did, basically, 4 people get picked for the shadows, and the people who aren't those 4, they just take up one of the available towers and wait for their partners to figure out where they need to stand with the shadows. Then, as soon as you've done the first tower, you and your new partner are locked in. You'll all go clockwise to the intercardinal for the second towers, all of you, no matter where your shadow is. Then, as soon as that tower has resolved, shadow people have to sprint into the correct position from the tower. But it resolves after the tower explosion, so it looks like you have time to do the tower no matter where you are, and then rush across to the side. Just everybody who's in a tower who isn't doing the shadow mechanic, just get into the center so that you're safe. Okay, so 4 people get picked with shadows at the start. Everyone who isn't picked, you take up one of the cardinal towers, northeast, southwest. Be on the inner part because your partner's going to want you on the outer part. The people with the shadows figure out which cardinal they need to be on, and they go into that tower. At this point, you are now in pairs. Those pairs will go clockwise to the intercardinals when they spawn after the first tower resolves. You'll stay in those pairs until that tower resolves. The other person is now being assigned a shadow. After the tower is resolved, the person who now has a shadow and the other person in your pair sprints or on a bonus or whatever they can to the correct cardinal they need to be on. It seems like you have enough time after the second tower resolves to take your...
The second tower first.
Yes. It looks like you have to do the towers first. Now let me see, what are these questions in chat? First question, does dog switch sides with Giga Slash? Not sure. If it's tanks healers, where should I be for the cardinal tower? Because my club position is northeast. If it is tanks and healers, you mean if it's the DPS first and the tanks and healers have to pick a tower freely? So it would be Openness on me, Rose on... I mean, unless the tanks want to do it based on, like, if they're tanking or not. It would be Tank on A, Healer on B, Healer. That's my place, okay. Okay, if that's the case, then yeah, we'll have tanks A and B, healers C and D. Probably, I assume it would have Rose and C, Zealot D, given that Zealot's usually on the left. Yeah, we'll just go by that. And then if it's DP, set it on D, Rose on C, let's have it like that. Because between the two of you, Zealot is in the leftmost group, and you're in the rightmost group for both units.
I mean, like, I'm also in the left group. Can't really...
Yeah, with tanks, it depends. So we'll just have to say you and Openness do your own
Then,
thing.
I'm gonna say you're north, which is east, DPS first.
I mean north, Richard East. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind it. It sort of makes sense given our positions.
What part is this one?
The part that we just went through. Yeah, so if you are... First one's from Cardinals, and if you are not picked for the Shadow, then you're going to go to DC.
So if you're picked first, you'll go based on your position. Then you partner up with whoever on the shadow gets like that.
Yeah, clockwise for the next one, and then
Yeah, always.
whoever has the arrows at that point will point it after the mechanic resolves, tower resolves.
What wants to be slightly goof?
Which you were calling up for
Yeah. Oh yeah, they didn't.
four orbs in a row orbiting back. The AoE that the dog does, what shape is that? Is that like all the arena except for like silver?
It's like
So-
exactly.
I wasn't sure if it was that or if it was.
Yeah, so you want to be behind the dog as far as the wall. I think what's supposed to happen is it vacuums all the orbs to the wall so you need to line up. But that didn't happen, so I'm not really sure what happened.
No, I think it's just obviously if you're spaced out in such a way, like even if it's minor, like someone here will get the star or more than someone here.
Oh yeah, on that note, yes. On that note, so yeah, you want to line up. So when we do go behind the dog after he's finished rotating, you want to line up with the orbs that you're supposed to take. Like line up with it. Like you want to be the closest person to the orb you're supposed to take. So get like in line with it either way. And because apparently it is common for like heat seeking stuff to happen there. And obviously there's 2 blue orbs and 2 groups of 3 yellow orbs. Of the 2 blue orbs that spawn, Fox is going to get the leftmost one. Others is going to get the rightmost one as you look into the arena. And of the 2 groups of 3 yellow orbs, Fox's group is going to get the leftmost one without Foxo. And Others' group is going to get the rightmost one without Others. In that case, it was just the like rightmost yellow ones all the way in the corner. I think it was just me and Ashley there. So we would have taken, if they had actually heat seek to us, we would have taken the 3 orbs as 2. I think what might have happened was that I think Fuzzo might have been close, and they might have just gone to.
I'm pretty sure I got my orb instead of going by the AoE from the dog, so it was like, I don't think anything else wrong happened here, or did I steal like your orb?
I think you stole everyone's orb, to be honest.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think what happened with the orbs all just heat seek to your body because you're the closest to all of
Yeah,
them.
that's probably true. Yeah, I also got hit by the like ground shadow.
Sacked here.
Maybe that was the tank. Wait, no, that's the other part.
So now you hallowed ground and eat the orb.
Oh, there's probably some like strat where people who just set the tank for that.
Was there anything else that we badly grew?
I think you need to messed up so much. I'll
briefly go over what happens when the 4 corners become pools and like there's straight lines and squiggly lines going to the boss. I forget what that mechanic is called exactly. It has a name, but what happens is at 1, 2, 3, and 4, like pools spawn, and then 2 opposite each other, fade of shadow. Two of them will have straight lines to the boss, 2 of them will have curly lines in the boss. So the first dodge is on one of the curly lines because they explode second, but you're not sure which one because the boss will also do a half arena cleave, so it's the one that's not going to get cleaved by the half arena cleave. So you have to kind of hold your horses and keep an eye on the boss and watch him do his implosion. Yeah, the boss will not make it very easy.
I'm not sure if I'll be thinking try and hold it. You will stop once it starts casting, as long as you don't move early. And also the main main thing is that like the boss only is relevant for his animation. With Shadow. He did switch that time, but I don't know if that's always okay.
Yeah, he did switch, and I am trying to keep an eye on if he always switches, because so far he has always switched, but I'm not ready to say that he always does it. Yeah,
Are you talking about the shadow things?
Yeah, every time he does shadows and then he does like left swipe, he's always been a right
I
swipe.
think
so-
he can do the same thing, but I could be wrong. Also,
Yeah, I'm not ready to just say, oh, it's always going to be like this, because I'm not certain yet.
I think maybe the very first one he does like the first set.
Okay, we ready? Any more questions?
Just to clarify, for the part that we wiped to,
Yep.
so if you have a shadow, that's like going to determine where your sort of tower, like this one.
The first one, yes. So what will happen is the towers will spawn and the mechanic goes out, and the first 4 people are picked with shadows. The people who aren't picked with shadows can go straight to the towers they're supposed to. In your case, that would be D. And the people who do have shadows are now going to have to pick the correct tower to not lead the group. As soon as that happens, you are now in pairs. And for the second towers that spawn, the same pair are going to go clockwise into the intercardinal, no matter what your shadow says. No matter if you have the shadow or not. You're always going to go to the one clockwise from the first tower. And then as soon as that second tower has resolved, you resolve your shadow then. So as you're in the tower, you should think about which side you need to end up at. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Okay. Okay, let's see. So say my shadow's going to face west, so towards D. So if I face towards D. And he's going to right cleave, so that would be towards A from D. But I go into the southeast tower and then move myself to the northeast one. If you're the first shadow, you would go to A in that case.
So Timothy Q would be the second. Alright, she's doing S now. I see the shadow. So, yes, you would do southeast and then right north.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to go into the northeast corner, you'd want to be just on north. But yeah.
That doesn't necessarily matter, like, where along the north you are, as long as you are north. It doesn't matter where along this line you are,
Technically, you
where,
can.
as long as you're on the correct side of the square.
If you're too far to the east, you might get hit by the east cleave.
Yeah, obviously, like, it's better to be in the middle if you can, but it's not really a requirement, as long as you, like, dodge the...
Yeah, it's pretty lenient. If people, especially if people are as far out as the markers, it's very lenient. Okay. Two's out. Three's out. Shadow Keeper. Shadows. Right slash. Right slash again. Consider leftmost and rightmost. D. Get behind D. Leftmost and rightmost groups. Squiggly lines first, watch the implosion side. So it's either 4 or 2. 4. 4. And then go clockwise. Just in front of him, so go to D. Yeah, that's awkward. Let's do that.
Out.
Oh, it's not back, is it?
Out.
Out. Shadow's Edge. Game Boy case, so this is the kind of wood towers here. Right slash. soon as the hotels are resolved, people are safe in the middle. Who's at the edge? He killed us.
Man, look at this strap. I can just like eat all of them.
Oh,
And
yeah.
involved. Oh, there we go. We found the cheese strap.
Unfortunately, we don't actually have to interact with those.
They're just there for area.
Yeah, for special. Yeah, they are. First set for mechanics. Yeah. Purples were A, but yes, they were correct. So, because those are the two tank ones, I suppose you probably just want main tank on A. But typically speaking, the way that most people would think about it is that we have a left group and a right group for things.
You mean for the orb that you raised into? You want to always...
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So those are the you're always north. Wait, so that was north and east, so...
It was north and east, yeah. And who should be main tanking there? Is it random because the tanks are?
I think he should be, but I think he died, so I was. Or was it tanks off like normal?
Okay, we should just make an arbitrary decision now. We want to have main tank always prioritize drop off. But given that they might not allow you to do that, maybe we should just have the tank.
Well, it won't always be north. It can... One of the orbs... If often it's easy for you, we can do main tank or north, I don't mind. Yeah. That's what I was thinking, because it would basically be like you take north, east, west, and I take southwest, east, right?
Yes, that's how we're going.
That's what I'm thinking about it.
That's the current system, yes.
Yeah, like that's if that you're okay with doing that. Kind of makes sense. If you want to do main, the north one. Yeah, I'm south and west, but also east is your north, right? If it's north and east, then it's just like you move down the priority. Like I start south, you start north, and then you just kind of.
Yeah, dog rotate is after we get behind. Fuzzo will be the leftmost of your orb, and he will be the rightmost of your orb.
Yeah.
Because of our general west and east split.
Yeah, no, I fucked that up because of I didn't realize how the safe swap worked. But now that
Oh, they're right next to each other. That's dangerous. We'll just have to get used to it, though. We'll have to see it, get used to it.
so the purples next to each other.
They can't be,
They're
yeah.
We'll just have to aim it very carefully. Thread the needle. goes opposite. You want to do one north first because you're also saying you do that.
Not really. It just means that try and
Just gonna jump around the edges now. So we watch area. B. Leftmost stack of yellow.
yeah, they were both
Yeah, it was yellow on the left and blue on the right. So in that case, it would have been Zealot, Richard, and Lena here in the corner. Me, Rose, and Ashy here near to C. Fuzzo would have been here. I didn't see exactly what the bills were, but like here-ish.
Yeah.
And
You're right.
both of us were like here.
Try to be as close to the wall as you can. So it's more likely to not. It's harder to gauge like how. I know it's easier to see like where the cutoff is, but it'll be easier to like position yourself against the wall rather than against the AOE.
Yeah,
Yeah, they are.
they do it. Yeah, you have to be a bit careful. You want to bait them so that they position lock onto you, but you can't be too close to other people at the same time. But you just kind of have to be really precise with your aim, because you can't, or you also can't splash each other. Oh, Zealot's voice lit up. Zealot got a question?
No, too late. I'm dead.
No, it's not. I can answer.
I like which place to go there for the Lord.
You are the leftmost of the yellow. If you look into the arena from the edge that you run to, there'll be 2 yellow stacks and you'll be on the which are in the left. the mighty left arm of the great Telegon. Eight.
Doesn't that make it the right?
Yeah, it does.
Well, figure it out, boys.
Squiggly lines. Watch out for the lead. Free side. Go clockwise. Yeah, I was going to call that, and then I like took a big 2 seconds to figure it out for no reason, because this mechanic doesn't gel with me at all. C, and then B, B, I don't like that. I think this is towers, right?
Ow.
Towers. Right, cave. Gotta do second tab before you go into your shadow position.
I went to left tower first. With the right one.
We want to go break down.
Yeah, makes sense. We're not going to have another good attempt when she gets back anyway. Let's just do... take 15.
Alright.
Enough time to make tea. It can switch, it can be the same. We've seen it do... Yeah, we've seen it do both possible things now.
It doesn't seem like anything set for stuff like that. Even the tank busters be both of the same in like one set.
Alright, I'm gonna make myself a coffee. It's coffee time.
Sephiroth to smash. Holy shit.
God dang, we smashing?
He's straight up stabs Mario.
What, like through the back, like the iconic stabbing?
Not quite, I don't think. It's like, you know, almost.
It's gonna suck Mario dry of his white materia. That's a reference to the legendary game Final Fantasy VII for you children.
Another character with a sword. This sword's really long.
Sephiroth's.
Yeah.
The Masamune.
Is that what his sword is?
Well, it's a long katana. I believe it's called the Masamune in 7.
I'm pretty sure like all the other sword users just use like regular swords. Or buster swords. He hasn't actually stabbed Mario, haha, it was like... It was a yoke. He was being held up by the sword through like his overall. Hilarious. Silver arm for and more. You can just continue doing your stuff.
Yeah, you got 9 more minutes of break if you need anything more than just emptying stock. Are there any mechanics worth going over that are upcoming? I think we've more or less dealt with like the tough stuff up until...
So what did we wipe to the towers, right? Seemed like a little bit past that one time.
Another tough mechanic that's coming up is Fade and Shadow happens at the same time as orbs, blue and yellow orbs. And you get like tethers as well as at the same time as that's happening. So what you need to do is tanks will go north, tanks and healers go north, DPS go south just to keep the tethers stretched. And then we go on to the squiggly lines in like the north or south quadrants. There's no cleave, so we just do the first dodge, but the orbs spawn, and as soon as the orbs spawn, you have to potentially swap sides for the next, for when the squiggly lines explode, just in case you have to get close to an orb that's like not close to you currently. So basically after you've done the first AoE dodge, you need to be thinking about where you want to do the second one, because you have to take orbs almost immediately afterwards.
How do the tethers resolve? Like, do they just disappear like after a certain time, or do they actually?
They just disappear after a certain time, and the timing is specifically just after the first AoE explosions have gone off.
Yeah, I can sort of see them disappear in that second image. So I kind of see how it works. How are we gonna do the orb assignment with that?
I believe it is once again northeast southwest spawns, so it will be the same as the first set of orbs that we do, where you can be on cardinal markers.
Sure. They kind of look like they're in the corners of that one.
Are they?
Like in that image you've got there under the one with the blue tethers.
Let me peek.
But I
Let me
only see
peek.
2 of them. So I don't know where the rest are. Or about which video is that? Is that yours? Yeah, you get that. Oh no, it's just
Yeah.
maybe just how the image is. They're really high up. They are on the Cardinals. That's fine.
Yeah, they're just high in the air, but they are just on the Cardinals. So yeah, it will be on the A, B, C, D markers for those.
Right. So after the second one, so
So
I
basically
guess,
you might
yeah.
have to.
Yeah,
You might have to. If you end up in the wrong half of the arena, you'd have to really dash. So you want to swap over before the second AoE explosions.
I think you'd have enough time if you didn't like it. Kind of resolves really quickly.
The thing is, after the first AoE explosion has gone off, you've got the option of going clockwise or counterclockwise to get to the second safe spot, right? And you would just, at that point, when you're making that decision, make the decision that puts you closest to your destination, right?
Yeah. You want to decide which orb you're taking, and then go to the closest safe spot. How are we? Right, yes. Right, yeah. Keep thinking. Diagonal would be bad there.
So yeah, diagonal would suck.
Mainly just because of trying to figure out who goes where. Okay, so wait, what did he? Let me just. There's only one set of towers, right?
In that phase, yes. There's also the final phase, which is full of towers. It's nothing but
Oh
towers.
yeah, okay, yep, I see them. So we're like 2/3 of the way through the night.
Yeah, we came into this one fairly
I guess
well
actually-
prepared.
Next to now, we've got like 4 minutes. They have him below 30% at the end of the towers.
Oh yeah, what happens at that pitch block? Let me just refresh
you-
my memory.
Yeah. Now that goes into the wait, what? There's some orbs there, but I don't see them. Like,
Okay.
he has a knockback and then orbs hit. I guess there's some in the corners. Hard to fucking see.
So pitch block happens, we drop them in our proper positions against the wall though, like right up against the wall. Then it's double implosion.
Oh yeah. No. You're looking too far ahead.
Oh, am
You're on the next set. I think you want to be at 7 minutes. The next set stuff. There's so you do the pitch bog. You'll do and then in the corners, the very corners, there will be 4 sets of orbs. Well, like a set of an orb in each corner. And then he'll do a knockback. So arms like that. And then while we get into positions for like that. So Paul had to resolve
Shit, the thing I've written then might be out of order. Because I've got pitch bog, and then immediately after pitch bog I've got double implosion. And then fade to shadow with tethers, which is the towers and the orbs.
Yeah, you're just missing. He does double implosion afterwards.
Okay, well if there's just orbs, then we can just take the orbs as we normally do.
Yeah, there's a knockback. Took the orbs. Then he starts doing. Is it always implosion?
I've got written here double based off the salted XIB thing.
Oh yeah. In the video there is 2 implosions. But I don't know the other. Wait, no. Implosion's always the same. Sorry, right. It's just forward or back. Right. Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah, then Deep Shadow Nova, and then we go into the tether and swirly line mechanic with orbs. And after that, it's the final phase. So actually, not too bad. We probably should try to be confident in what to do in the final phase then, at this point, because we might, to be honestly, we'll probably see it in this lookout.
So tank seal is north. Is south. Or maybe the other way around. No. Then.
Yeah. Phase 3 quick breakdown is we drop pitch bogs again, but this is at max melee range, or like, yeah, sort of max melee range, maybe a bit beyond max melee, but not right at the wall is the point. We come in and we do the around the world implosions, so it's again the set of 4 implosions that we dodge. And as soon as we're done with that, we go back to the ones that we dropped and we activate the pitch bogs this time, which spawns a shadow. As soon as we've done that, we then go to our tower positions, which are in step 4, if you look, and you have to aim the shadow. It's going to do the shadow thing where it goes behind you. You need to aim it so it's in the tower, to the tower that you are designated in that image. So you need to be like at the front edge of the tower, basically, and it will spawn in the back edge. As soon as you've spawned it, you go back to the center, and all the things will do their cleaves. And then you go to your next destination, but it can't be the same one as you just did, because you need to stretch the tether so that it moves again at some point or something. So for the melee, what we're doing is you just go opposite to where you were before. Actually, in the diagrams, it's got the tanks. It's like switching up mechanic positions in a stupid way. And since we're doing everything exactly as the toolbox does, you're gonna have to just memorize which ones you take.
I get how this works. Do they cleave after they teleport, do they?
They cleave, I think, as soon as yeah, they teleport and then cleave, right? Like pretty quickly.
Oh yeah. So like it's now the cleave always goes where you point it. Right?
Yeah. The cleave will head aim inwards from where it is. Because it will be cleaving at where the person who spawned it was stood.
The melee are baiting those like orange circles into the middle, correct? Making sure.
Orange circles.
After we run to our towers, we have to bait circles somewhere, and I think we're doing it in the middle, but I'm just trying to clarify.
Oh, yeah, just the ground AoEs. Yes, we're in the center of the hitbox of the boss, so as to stack them. Yeah, just the puddle AoEs that happen. I'm not doing that because I'm a ranged boy, but you guys will do that.
Yep, just making sure.
Okay, let's do a ranger. Whereas as a clarity question, I take the furthest right stack with orange yellow orbs. Yeah. Say that it's northeast of the first safe spot. I'm not exactly sure which way the yellow orb stack was supposed to soak. So I assume this is about the squiggly lines that happen at the same time as the orbs. What will happen is you will go north with the tanks at the beginning with the tethers, and then you'll go into the squiggly line that's northmost in that half of the arena with them as we maintain the tethered distances. As soon as the first AoE has gone off, the tethers will disappear, and you'll have the choice of dodging the second AoEs either to the left or to the right. You want to dodge in the direction that pulls you closest to the tower, to the marker with the yellow orbs that you need to take. The yellow orbs that you need to take will be exactly the same as the very first ones that spawn because they'll be on cardinals. So you will either be north or east most likely, or right most, if that's not an option.
Are we rotating clockwise or counterclockwise?
It depends on where your final destination is.
Okay. I mean, like, while we're tethered.
You're going to go to the only safe spot that won't get you killed when you're tethered.
Okay.
And then the tether will disappear before you have to make the second movement.
For the corner orbs, we'll just say that it's the same as how we resolve the cardinal ones, and just assume that, like, instead of like starting north, start northwest.
Start northwest, okay, that's fine.
So, like, openness would be start northwest, northeast, southwest. Go south, southeast, southwest.
Yeah.
Same sort of pattern work.
Yep. Makes sense. It's just like slightly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just slightly, because they're in the corners instead of the sides, just slightly offset. Yeah, start from northwest just to keep your void north.
Did you understand what I meant about the tethers, actually, with like whether you go clockwise or counterclockwise?
Yeah.
Yeah, the answer is that you go south, and then as soon as the tether is resolved, you go left or right depending on where you want to end up.
Yeah, I was just assuming that the tether lasted for at least a rotation. That's why I was wondering.
Now, fortunately for us, it disappears just shortly after the first area is cut off, allowing you freedom of movement for the second one. Lock position. One's out. Two's out. One's out. Opposite. Eight. Middle. Shadow surface. Right.
Small square. Like it's more like out or
Orbs. Beginning of B. A. Is it Fading Shadow? Yeah, it's a shadow. Just squiggly lines. Get on a squiggly line, keep an eye out for a key. So the 3 or 1. No, you have to take the tower before you just for shadows.
Well, in that one, you want to stand in the tower that your shadow is pointing towards.
Yeah, it's really easy to beat 2NC, I understand that, it's fine. Just a quick... I'm going to give you a quick mental shortcut for where you have to take your shadows. When Fuzzo or I call out if it's left or right cleave, just don't worry about anything until that moment, because there's literally nothing you can do. As soon as you know what side the cleave is, and you can just listen for someone to call that out, align yourself with the shadow. Basically, the shadow is kissing your feet, so just face away from it. And you are now the head of the beast. If it's a left cleave, everything to your left is not safe, so you just make sure the party is not there. And that's all you have to do. So if it's left cleave, just line up and go make them put the party on your right.
Yeah, that time it was tanks and healers got the first shadow.
Yeah, so for that sequence, just to go over it again briefly, it's people who don't have shadows get into their towers early. People who do have shadows figure out which tower to take and then go there. As soon as the first one is resolved, you go into the center briefly to dodge the cleats, but then you go into the tower on the intercardinal clockwise from the one that you just took. No matter who you are, no matter where you are, you go into the one that was clockwise from the one that you just took together, and you stay there even though you've got a shadow pointing at you now. Until that tower has resolved, you do nothing, and then as soon as that tower is resolved, you sprint to your correct location to resolve the next cleave. And you do have, I think you've got about 3 seconds after the tower is resolved to get into your new position. I think about 3 seconds is about the estimate, so you've got time. Both of them is tower into cleave resolution? Yeah, sort of. The first tower, you're placing your cleave at the same time as you're taking the tower. But you're in the tower until the tower resolves, and then you go into the safe spot. The second tower is... you stay in it. You don't worry about your shadow mechanic until the tower is done, and then do your shadow mechanic. And you've got time between the two things. But I understand that you will get anxious because you have a shadow that's like going to cleave the road no matter where you are. Yeah, on that note, as you're in the first tower, the person with the shadow should be at the back of the tower. I guess it doesn't matter because you've got time to dodge either way after this.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Like, you know, it wouldn't matter if you were behind that person. There was time to.
My first impression was that the person with the shadow should be at the back, but now that we've done it a few times, I'm pretty sure you actually have time to, after the position lock in, get into the center regardless of who you were.
Okay, here's a dumb question. So for those towers, you actually had to stand on a little stupid circle inside the tower? Or...
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay, because Okay, I'm just making sure.
The circle's just to note how many people have to be in the tower. And I think they'll light up if there's more than 2 people.
Just reusing the void shadow instead of
Alright, I think
yeah, also
that's everything addressed.
technically you should
Oh yeah, it does, yeah.
Really. Which is like kind of strange because I don't think it does that much damage, and there's no fear mechanic.
It seems like everything about it is designed to just give you an anxiety attack. That's just stood in it. Like the shadow being spawned at your feet already, the bleed happening, the like
It's not
movement
already.
or something. Last phase, are we placing bogs on the very edge again? No. For the very last phase, we're placing bogs near the markers, basically. The ranged want to be slightly inside your marker. Melee can be on your marker, I believe. Reason being that when you take the... So we're going to place the bogs in the final phase, and as soon as we place the bogs, we go into the center of the boss to do 4 implosions and like around the world mechanic. And then after that we go and hit our bog again to spawn a shadow, but we then have to go into a tower that's far enough away from the shadow to make it like move its location to you. So if you put it right in the corner the first time, and then your tower is right in the corner, you'd be too close to it to make it move.
You're talking about the very, like, sort of the very last thing, the last set of the tethers, like
when you drop the bogs at the very beginning of the final phase, if you look at in the Discord, we've put step 2 around the world mechanic, and you see that we're all bunched up inside the boss hitbox there. The circles that are there are where we just placed the bogs, and they are like inside the arena a bit. And then if you go to step 3, we go back to our bogs. Step 4, you see the towers are like actually right in the corner. The melee ones are still in the same place, but because you go to a different tower, you're stretching your tether, so that's fine. But the ranged ones are actually more closer to the corner, I believe. So. Yeah.
What within the toolbox only?
Yeah, so
That's gonna go.
we're using that because it was a very good step-by-step breakdown that was easy to understand. Okay. because Developers about to kill one with you. Alright, so I guess yeah, you've got 25 percent. It's just weird that you take it to a corner.
I like 13, I was like, wait, but he got deck.
Around the world.
Now after,
Exhausting.
then go to the shadow.
Left slash again. Which bar? Oops, it's awkward.
Get off like that.
How long?
I think the boss just doesn't.
Yeah. When he turns back into a dog.
tanks and healers north. Tanks and healers. Destroy the lines. Look for the orbs. Probably in Guardians this time. Dodge in the direction of the water. Right, so what is it? Pitch bomb? Oh, get out. Yeah. Now go to the center of the box and it's double implosion. Okay, it's in there. Take your pitchfork.
Like, what? Oh wait, get up.
It's fine. Just get some effective if you can. The tower's good.
Around. I was wondering why I wanted to.
Since I did see something but was okay, I want to make sure that like we're doing the right strat because it seemed like he took his tower but went to the side thing, which is Ilya. So just want to point out, we should probably bring that up.
He did what? Which part?
So I noticed like he took his tower but. And I think he's like directly across from me, so he went to C instead of D. So I think he's originally at B.
Talking about the first set of towers.
Yes. So I went into D and then I went directly to B, but he went to B and then went to C, which I think he needs to go to D if we're doing the toolbox thing. Which we need to probably
Clockwise is like
clarify.
the one that he does. Yeah, it's toolbox. Everything exactly like toolbox, but it's specifically because it's very easy for me to say. If anyone has any question about how we're doing it, the answer is we're doing it like toolbox.
Yeah, and because I saw Oak do that,
Talking
we
about that phase just then. Talking
Yeah,
about
just
that
then.
Just then. Okay.
just on.
Yeah, he once you've grabbed your pitchfork shadow, you go to the toolbox stupidly has the tanks not just going to the one opposite from them, even though the melee get to do that. But yeah, you can't just. And he's not supposed to go clockwise though. It's like I think he needs to go to if he was on A, he needs to go to D.
Well, he was on B, so
If he was on B, he needs to go to.
D,
That's
right?
not
Then,
gonna
right?
be an oversight in how he plays the tank on.
I think so.
maybe he's right then, because I know that I go to D to B, according to Toolbox.
So he should have gone from B to D.
Yeah. So
Maybe how it should have gone. Like, I don't know if he did that, but he definitely. No, or tanks go. Or tanks go across.
you want to have it so both tanks go across? Just do it the opposite. That would be
Like-
sure. In that case, it is not exactly the same as the toolbox, but that's fine.
It is the same as Toolbox.
No, it's not. Like the toolbox.
Is it not?
has
No,
things
the
like-
toolbox doesn't do that.
For whatever reason. Like, there's no
Yeah,
reason.
it's
for it
like
to
that
be
for the
like
melee,
that.
but not for the tanks. I know. But the reason that have said to do it exactly like the toolbox is because it's easy to just say that.
But, I guess it doesn't matter.
you
though,
want-
like,
No,
like, right.
if if you want to just go opposite, that's fine. You just have to agree on that. But if anyone asks me anything about this phase, I'm going to send you a link for anyone else who wants. So you can keep a mental note between the two of you that one thing you're not doing the same if you like.
Yeah. Whatever you want to do. Do you want to go opposite, or do you want to just do it like we can just go. I completely fucked it up there. Yes, no, if you want to do it like that, we'll do it like that. Up to you.
Given that the flexibility, you might want flexibility in the tank positions to start with, I'm open to the idea of that one specific thing not doing it like the toolbox, because it's easy for tanks to remember you just go opposite and then back again.
Yeah, sorry, it was my bad then if it was tanks are doing the opposite. I was,
Yeah, I think technically he did the correct thing, because he was on B and then with the C, right?
yeah, he did the correct thing. I just, I thought everyone was going opposite.
Just do it like images.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I was just under the impression that the tanks were going opposite of each other, because...
You'd think so, wouldn't you? You'd
Yeah.
think so. But that's not how it is in the toolbox.
My bad then. Toolbox it is.
So so you run to your designated second spot, right after you spawn it.
Yeah.
And then it spawns behind you. And you're facing it.
Yeah, so what happens is you spawned it at your pitch pod, and then you've run to your next spot, and you want to be on the inner part closest to the boss, facing the boss of the tower, so that it spawns behind you at the back, but inside the tower. Yeah.
And then melee, melee will be inside the fleet, and the range will be
Yeah, activate AoEs. Or is that later? Obviously. Step 5. Okay, yeah, step 5 there's no AoEs, looks like it's just you go inside to dodge the cleaves. And then at step 7 you are creating AoEs into the boss. Essentially what it comes down to is you are moving between being the center of the boss and inside your tower, alternating just to avoid stuff.
Oh, okay, so then you do the ground evade.
Yeah, on step 7. Step 6 is people resolving the towers. Yes, 6 is when the power explodes.
I feel like you like link half of the
7 and 8 are not there.
Right, okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so we made it under the boss. And then the range just go either south or north.
For which part? Which number?
The AoE.
Yeah, just at the edge if you.
I guess the powers aren't there anymore, like they resolve and then they
Looks like it, yeah. There'll be new towers at in melee range at the intercardinals. The toolbox says, I think the toolbox has the tanks take the southmost two, and the healers take the northmost two, and then if all the DPS will be tethered to a tank or a healer, and you just go to the tank or the healer that you are tethered to if you're a DPS. So the DPS adjust around the tanks and the healers, and the tanks and the healers have set positions. And we are using the set positions provided in the toolbox because then I can just say, just like the toolbox.
We technically use a dancer.
Yeah, as a samurai.
And then the bot.
Yeah, but I have accounted for that.
I guess actually the DPS don't matter now. Basically.
Yeah, you just follow your tether. Alright, and now we just got to put it all into practice. Obviously, last phase is going to be a clusterfuck the first few times we try it, but let's go. One second. Two's out. Two's out. starting at A. My position will be either B or D. It's D. I always get this wrong, so I'm just going to listen to the boxes called. C first. A. B. D. E10S, right? Out. It's only a damage down, a healing down. It's right, dude. Feels like it's just the not back in afterwards, go to forwards.
Facing the orb spots northwest would be the new north
Yeah.
and that. The same way.
I went there, but I wasn't sure if I didn't use my community in time. Like, the timing for that is as you're figuring out your position, it turns out. So basically, as soon as you've placed your pitch block. Yeah.
Like, okay, so you know how we do it normally when it's in Cardinals? You're north, and I'm south, and then sort of work our way towards each other where you go east, and then you go west. Okay, so I go west and then east, right? Understand that? How we do the cardinal one? Pretend that it's rotated with it instead of the north is now the north. What? do you mean white special? Change the cardinal. We have to like adjust that. So it's the same sort of priority, I guess.
Yeah, as your
Okay.
Ash. So let's say orange was on 4 and 2, which I think it was, in fact. I agree would take 4, yes. If 4 is the new north, our group would take 4 of this knowledge.
Yeah, I think it was step 1 through.
Yeah, so it would have been me, Ashi, Rose on 4, Openness on 1, Rich and Crew on 2, and Fuzzo on 3, I think is how that should have resolved. But there was also the knockback in D for Cubs, so it was all the clusterfuck regardless. Yeah, if you
Yeah, I think
forgot
everyone else will sort it out.
Yeah, it was the first time that we had yellows in the northwest that we had to adjust to, given the element colors. So I'm not surprised that that didn't go down perfectly. Good run though. If you got through every mechanic up until then. change to A or C. C. This is a top timing pull as well. 2, 1. Listen to the call. C.
Not the shadows on the top.
Yeah. Knock back immunity after you've placed it. Okay, thanks, and healers north. Look for the ult, you need to end up out. This way. getting it to 25%.
Is that good or bad?
Feels good. We've definitely taken group damage down.
Right, yeah, damage down. Probably very least, but at the point where it's involved, they have it 30% for. Have the 30%. We want to combine. They have an extra 10%.
Yeah, as soon as you dodge that second AoE, you need to be gunning it to your cardinal. Especially because the people that you might be circling with probably are, and you need to keep up with them.
That first tank buster, I had reprisal for it. I had everything for like, I used like 30% for the first one. Wait, do I have? Yeah, I have. The other alternative is just slide. I think that's preferable. Use it for anything else. I feel like there's nothing I can really use it for to like save the room or anything.
I don't believe there's a tank buster in the last part, but I think they might have just omitted that.
No tank buster on that first beach box where it technically should be like thinking about it. The next humble smash isn't for each like near the end of phase 3. Like there's one mechanic after the last beach box. But technically any of the orbs, you know, could do enough damage to warrant applying a cooldown.
Let's go.
I'll just rely that it happen. It also doesn't happen. That'll be the... No, I'll just belide it. Like, I'm not beliding anything else, and it'll mean I can use the so that means I'll have everything for the... I'll belide the very first thing. This is, and then I'll use everything for it. So I don't think I'd take another thing. Or I'll belide the second one. I guess I'll belide the slashes and get them dangerous. And they're guaranteed. Then one done. Well, I mean it would, because that's the... you're taking the... that's reset already. But, you know, it just adds up. If you're not healing, you're not, like... not... if you're not healing, you're not don't worry about mitigating that at all. I think if I time it right, the last one.
Let's find out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Breathe out. Opposite. AOC. Tanks and healers will be going north. Check now for your field if you find a destination. This is a late text one, sorry. Opposition switch. Oh, nice. Opposition switch full. Think. Okay. So Rose went to the northeast one, I think a step early is what happened there. And then I also went clockwise. Yeah, I also took my pitch ball right on a reflex. Yeah, so what happened there is, I'll just briefly go through the steps. We put our pitch box down in just out of max melee range. We come back into the center and we do the around the world. We go back out to the pitch box that we placed, and then we go to our first tower position, which for the intercardinals is the one next to your pitch box, the first one. Just make sure the tether is a bit stretched. Then as soon as that's gone off, you get ready to go to your second one, but don't go straight into it because they're going to do a cleave. And go into your tower. I'm just speaking to the ranged DPS at this point, or the ranged players.
Yeah, because we're dodging them.
Yeah. And then after the second one has gone off, you go into the tower, you do your tower. After the tower has gone off, you bait AoEs. After you've baited the AoEs, going towards the center, and you will, the tether will appear and you'll be tethered to. If you're a healer, you just go into your tower. If you're a DPS, you follow the tether. Did I miss a step? I don't think so. Right, you do the first tower. You bait it so the shadow spawns at the back of it. You move towards your second tower, which is the next intercardinal clockwise.
There's only 2 sets of towers, right?
Well, the first movement you do is so that you can place your shadow into the tower as opposed to being in the pitch bar.
Yeah. Then like you don't remember you don't resolve it in that same tower. You go back to your original.
No, you don't. Well, you go clockwise, one intercardinal for the ranged.
Yeah, you guys will do that. For the melee, we go back to our normal first spot where we spawn the shadow.
Correct. But for the ranged, we place our shadow in the one by our pitch bog first. Then we go to our next one at the intercardinal clockwise. Don't go into it immediately because we're waiting for the cleave to happen. After the cleave happens from the shadow that somebody else has placed, then you step in with that shadow, soak the tower. Then you step out of it just to bait an AoE. the melee are going to be right in the center of the Otter's hitbox, but we can just stand next to our tower, or even just where it was, because I think it's just disappeared. Although there might still be an ad there that might do another cleave, so maybe just step away to be
I
safe.
think you can't hit your clone. I think it sounds like if you hit your clone, you'll kill it.
Good point. Okay, so you step away from your tower and drop your AoE, and then short tethers appear and we go to wherever we're tethered to if you're DPS, or you go into your designated tower if you're a healer.
Yeah, that AoE mechanic doesn't matter.
It's just a case of remembering that in the moment as it happens.
So what is healer lead? What was that to?
Oh, orbs, yeah. There were yellow orbs on B and C, I believe. Is that right, or was it A and B? It was on B and C. So in that case, I go by the rule of rightmost, leftmost. No, I think it was A and B, and we had people trying to swap between A and B at the last time. And then because people were swapping, neither stack had enough people in.
It should be the same as like me and Optimus, like your priority. Like just you'll end up at a different spot because you're targeting a different orb.
In the case of 3 yellows at A and 3 yellows at B, I'm fairly certain that the way that we'd resolve that is that Openness group, not Openness himself, because it's not yellow, it would be on B, right? Because you wouldn't want left side group to go all the way to B. It'd be on the leftmost one.
Yeah, it's the same if orbs were on D and C. We would be on C, and the other group would be on D. By the other group, Lena,
I would have Lino, Rich, and Zealot on A if it's A and B, and me, Ashi, and Rose on B.
That's how you want to do it.
If the two were specifically like the north and east sides.
If you guys are fine with that, that's fine. But that's just not how I would.
You're doing the scan clockwise. I guess we can do. I'm just sort of doing it as a left
like
right priority, but
it's a bit easy for me not to where the way
you are individuals. So.
Start north and south, and then goes left, and then across. Like so you can reach your immediate start one. And that whole trip of both of us, like left and then across.
Okay, if people think it's more intuitive to do priority going clockwise, we can do that.
If you guys want to do it how you've been doing it and how you just said it, I would to try and choose people.
I would. This is confusing me. So honestly, if I would like to keep it how it is.
Okay, but how
At
is
least
it?
for right now.
Because people don't seem to understand.
Yeah, I feel like there's a bit of confusion. That's why I brought it up.
Define it, Actually, define it. How do we do it? There's one
Okay.
there's one on A, a yellow on A and a yellow on B. How do we do it?
We go on B because that is the rightmost one. The other group goes on A because it is closer towards the west side.
That's how the yellows
But then, like, you have the left and right, then you have north and south, which is A and C, right?
If it's A and C,
We
our
prioritize
group goes
A.
A, and then the other group goes C. We will never go west.
East.
We will never be on west. The other group will never be on east. That's at least how I learned it
Yeah,
today.
like, and I feel like fine.
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm not party to the. I don't have to deal with the yellow or the orange ones, so no problem. Just thought it would be ready to try and pick it up.
I mean, we got one more full. So.
Gonna end up at either A or C. C. 4 implosions. Pitch bug. Implosion. Ready for north-south split. Taking some goodies north. Check the park. Keep an eye out for the orb. And you can take one back. Keep putting over Granite Shadow, and then pitch fog again at max melee, just beyond max melee. Ow. Dodges.
Place your clone, projection side, please go out. go back to where you picked up your
If you're arranged, when you place your pitch bog, it's like
point from melee.
yeah, with the ranged habit. Also, I want to say something for the ranged though. When you place your pitch bog, when you would then go into your tower to place your shadow behind you, it does a cleave as you're trying to place it. So you need to have placed it in the first place in such a way that when you're placing your second one, stand in a way that allows you to avoid the cleave as you're placing your shadow into the tower.
Is there a video? Do we have a video of that strat?
For which part?
That last bit.
That last part.
We're doing it like the toolbox.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have a video for it. It might be one that exists, but I don't know where.
If you just want to see the pieces in motion, then you can look at the Ilya video. But it's just where you go for like your rotating for towers and things is different. But I mean, it's the same principles though.
Am I supposed to drop my clone in one of those soak towers?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah, so like the clone has to land in the third tower when it teleports the first time.
Yeah, you can't just place your pitch bog in a tower because it will teleport to you at some point. So you need it. When you place your pitch bog, and then we go and do the around the world. When you go out again, it's going to do a cleave, and then it's going to teleport to behind you. So you need to have yourself placed so that behind you is the inside of the tower, but you also need to dodge the cleave, which is
Like, I feel like technically the way you want to get your pitch bog is you want to run into it facing forward so that your clone spawns like inside, because your clone doesn't matter to anybody else if it's not cleaving, and it'll only do that when it teleports. Like for the melee, you kind of want to back into it. But I guess the first one doesn't matter too much. Like for range specifically, you want to have your clone spawn behind you, closer to the inside, if that makes sense. Alright?
I'm not melee.
Sorry, what I explained for what? I mean, what?
For the orbs, for how we're doing it, like a clockwise priority for the orbs.
Oh, for the orbs, yeah. So basically, the way that me and E10S are doing it is you start north and south. Like, so he starts north and I start south, and then we go based on we just until we reach a purple orb, we go left. So I would go west, and he would go east. Still on a purple orb, we would cross over and then take that orb. Like, obviously, we don't do the movement necessarily, but you look in that way for your correct orb. So I would start south, and then I would look for, if there's no orb there, I would look to the west. If there's no orb there, I would look to the east and take that orb, assuming it was the north and east. Does that make sense? It's not technically clockwise because you go clockwise one, but then you cross over. But we're starting north and south. Technically, you guys can start east and west and do the same. Like, it would just be like, so, yeah. So, assuming you start south, like, and the orbs are east and west. No, wait. It's clockwise, so you would do west. Sorry. Like, you're in the north group, right? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, if it's east and north, you would take north. Like, that, it depends how you want to do it. Do you want to do it based on the east and west routes, or do you want to swap to how many of us doing it north and south? Like, we can do it either way. Like, we'll just say you start east and west. You don't have to worry about north and south, because that doesn't matter. So we'll just continue starting east and west, okay? So, if you're east and west, you wanna, as you're looking into the arena, you would look to your left. So if there's no orb where you start, you would look to your left. That, you take that orb. If there's no orb there, you would then go across the boss. You wouldn't keep going clockwise. Because otherwise, if you try, you can't do it completely clockwise. Because otherwise, like, both groups can't do it completely clockwise. Because otherwise you would get to a point where if it is, in your case, west and south, like the way that I'm sort of explaining it, you would end up in the same spot as the west group, because you would go to the north. You wouldn't have one east. You go to the north. There's not one north, and then you would go west. They're already there. So that's why you cut across. Just because. Like, again, you don't have to do this, but like, it's only confusing because I've set it up north and south to mean opponent, but you guys are doing east and west, except you're doing a different method, so it's not even the same way. I'm just trying to explain like how it would work if you guys did what we did. Start, whichever side you're starting on, you start there. If there's no orb there, look to your left. If there's no orb there, look to your right. But there you go. Like, that's the easiest, that's the best way I can explain it. Like, that is how you solve that mechanic, the way that we're doing it. And then, like, that is the order you take the orbs. Either you stay there, go left, or you go right. In that order. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't even matter if you're starting south, west, east, or north, or wherever.
So
you start where your group starts, wherever that is, wherever you want to decide where that is. If there's an orb there, great, you've done it, you've completed the mechanic, good job. If there's not an orb there, look to your left. If there's not an orb there, look to your right. And then if there's not an orb there, you've fucked up.
okay, I get it. So we would sometimes take south,
Yes.
for Ashy's sake, but
I feel like
This-
just the way that you guys were doing it, I don't know, maybe it makes sense to you, but I feel like there's like, it's not clean, like how it's just like a simple like rule, like 1, 2, 3, like it's done. Like you're sort of making caveats of like what is west and east, even though north and south aren't west or east, they're north and south.
so basically we have east priority starting from the north side, which is
Yeah, you're
essentially
trying
how
to
it's-
like have double priority, like
But
which I guess
so-
technically we have as well. But
So we would do so. Just face east and go from left to right. Basically, is what he's saying. Like,
Yeah.
left being north, the northmost point, which is ours inclusive. Like, because you're trying to split the arena into like quadrants, but also the edges of the quadrants need a priority.
yeah, and you don't want to cross over onto like, you don't want to double up on the orb, right? And that's what I'm cutting out. So start east. No, you don't go clockwise. Look left and you look right. Do you know what your left and your right are? Like, oh my god. Like, hold up your hands to your screen and look at your left hand. If there's an orb there, you move there. If there's one on your right hand, you move there instead. Like, sorry about yelling, but I get very frustrated when I'm just trying to explain left and right, and people just don't seem to get what left and right means. But then if there's an orange and left and right, you will go left and stay there. The other group will also go left because they're looking the other way, and they will stay there, right? They're looking the other way, so their left is your right. Okay? It's like a mirror. You're mirrored. Okay, just flip. Like you're not both going to the same. You're not going in the same direction. Like technically, you are going clockwise for that very first warp check, but you're not continuing clockwise. That's why I'm just boiling it down to left and right. Like you start east or west, whichever one you are. You're not there, you're done.
So you're saying if there's one on the north and one on the east, we go to the east because that's the one that we're looking at first.
Yeah. Well, if you're east, if you're in the east group and all wants east, you just stand there. Like I don't get what the problem is. Like you just stay there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to move into position. I won't necessarily be there already.
Right. I mean, if you're not in position there already, I'm just saying for the like, if you're elsewhere and trying to figure it out, then like you're gonna have to, I don't know, something else. But I'm just saying like, based on like starting from where your group starts. Like obviously, like you got, I don't know, positionals or whatever, but like.
Yeah, because the other group will be priority west always. We're priority east always in this method, which essentially is what we were doing.
Yeah, but like it might be like basically the same as what you're doing, but I feel like people aren't on the same page for some of the like.
Yeah, I think what has happened here is that we've arrived at the same conclusion through different methods, but we've thought that we were talking about different things because it went wrong one time.
Probably.
But it going wrong one time, it turns out was wrong either way that you do it.
That could have been true. Like I honestly don't remember what.
It was a northeast
happened.
split. It was a northeast split, and we had some of our group on the north.
Right. Some of your east group. Your east.
Yeah, and we should have been on the east. Yes.
Right. Alright. Well, then you just fucked up. Yeah. God. Fine, actually.
Yeah. We had come to the same conclusion through different methods. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there's a scenario where.
Yeah, it
either of our
might have
methods
been.
would have been different.
I wasn't exactly sure how you were like prioritizing north and south, because I don't know, the way that you explain it is like we have priority north, like doesn't really, like I guess it makes sense. Is that like if there's an like, but I feel like it's more steps. Like that's how I feel. So like the way you were doing it was more steps than just like, are you standing on an orb? No. Left? No. Orb? No. Right? Go there. Like that's just how my brain does it. If your brain does it better, a different way, great. But like the way that you sort of try to explain like your east-west and then you have priority north, like you know, for some reason I feel like it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah.
Because it feels like you're missing then south. Okay, I feel like, and then like people were talking about clockwise. I feel like it was like what I was getting hung up on. Because like yes, you technically moving clockwise at that point, but you're not going to keep moving clockwise because you should never move west. It's easier. Right. God. Alright, why don't we solve the problem? Basically it's the same. The only difference was that you guys were. Right. There was no point in which I don't think anyone suggested that. I'm not sure why people went north when they were east. Maybe they just got turned around or something. I don't know how people's brains work. But yeah, there's one orb that you should never be taking. One orb you should always be taking. Then you aren't taking that orb. Like priority of push and right. Then right. But if you're on if you're on the west group and you're like starting east, you're confused by that. Why you starting? What? Yeah. I think we're fine on that orb for the most part. I feel like we did most of that clean. I forget what. I think I killed Lena. They went too close to my food. Cleaved. But, yeah. Just that. Map. You're a map.
Apparently.
No. Right, supposed to get linked into set stuff. Nap time. Apparently there's a Twitch drop mask. Like Game Awards.
Okay, people must just be reacting to something that's happening in the Game Awards.
Yeah.
Somebody
I think
must have said
there
the
is-
words enemy airship or something, I'm guessing.
No. No. There's the ad. There was the ad here. I don't know why. I don't know. There was I think it's drops enabled.
Wild.
Oh, map.
Oh, yeah, I do
the
that,
new
yes.
the new map. They showed the map like in Among Us. That's why it's.
Why is it made by me? Let's have a look. Among Us map.
I don't think you got like.
Oh, is it a giant
map.
airship?
Oh yeah. Did you actually get? Yeah, I guess. It's
I
an
got
airship.
pinged different separately from that by Winter.
Do you have like? Do they actually ping you, or do you just have like trigger words set up?
He did at the Hog Conspiracy, so it should have added me. And now we've got to the bottom of the mystery of what the fuck that was about. Yeah, I feel like we're pretty close to this fight. Like, it's literally just
Yeah, if we have more
get
chances,
this
then
last
it's fine.
phase down.
Fortunately,
Yeah,
we
we
had
would have
some
definitely got this.
nerves.
Okay.
Yeah. Good.
He's got schools to learn. I don't think there's much that we like desperately need to clean up either. It's just like get better at implosions, generally speaking, which is fine. It's a confusing mechanic. There's nothing that's like really catching us out. Just getting used to everything.
I feel a lot better about placing the shadows on the sides.
Yeah, but I definitely got more used to that. Did we want to change the pitch box in the final phase, by the way, to the thing I suggested in our channel? Or do we want to keep it like it is in the toolbox for this? Because, you know, then we can just keep it like it is in the toolbox.
Where is in the E10S channel?
E10S discussion above Rich's clips. I'm going to check out these clips.
Oh, here's a discussion. So are the black circles the pitch bog placements?
Yeah.
And
Potential
there's nothing
ones.
else that changes?
No. You just have less to worry about in terms of the cleave from the pitch bog clone. Or, I mean, if you look at Rich's first clip, you can see how he does it. He goes to a different edge of the tower and faces outside of the arena so that he can place his clone.
So these placements are more for like the ranged, right?
Yeah, this is for range. This is a
Okay.
concern that only happens for the ranged DPS and the healers.
I'm fine if like it's easier for you guys, but it's up to you.
Yeah. So it's a bit more of it. Like you guys are thinking that you just stand with your clone, but no, like you don't. You bait it into the thing, and then you go stand with someone else's clone.
The way that we're doing it right now is if you are trying to face the boss and bait the new clone as it moves behind you into the tower, you are actually too close to the melee ranged pitch bog shadow that will cleave you and kill you as you try to do so. Which is why Rich is having to go right to the outer edge of his tower, face backwards to the boss, so that he's out of cleave range, places his clone on the inner edge of the tower this way, successfully, and then moves. Which works. We can just do that. That's fine. It just means that there's a period where we're like stood awkwardly right in the corner, facing away from the boss.
Well, it's up to you guys. We do. Would we like? We would just assign like what person goes into what thing, right?
Melee could just do it exactly the same as they were if they wanted.
We just have to figure out which one of those things we need to run into. Like, would you be running into like the south one or the north one, or you know, right or left one?
The one that you placed always.
Okay. They're talking about a different strat oath, not the one we're currently doing. Just slightly different. Where we place the two pitch bogs next to each other on each side.
I mean, I'm just proposing it because of complications for the range DPS, but I mean, the first clip that Rich posted is also a fine solution, so we can do either of those things. It's just awkward.
So you guys, I think you, I saw you got like you got cleaved by because you didn't stand far enough away.
Yeah, I was trying to aim it so that my shadows weren't behind me at the rear edge of the tower, so I could face the boss and do my DPS buttons. And in doing so, being on the near edge of the tower, I was too close to my melee range pitch bog clone before it teleported behind me and it did its cleave and hit me.
I mean, it doesn't cleave at the start, unless you're too close. And then, like, yeah, the way Rich sort of, I'm not sure if he could have, like, I think if he stood closer to it, it would have cleaved, definitely. So you have to, like, you know, face
Yeah, that's why he went to the outer edge, facing away from the boss, is so that he can
Technically, you
not
don't
be
have
too
to go
close
to
to it.
the outer edge, you just can't go to the inner edge. Like, he could have gone to the left or right and just placed it. Like, although this way means that there's, like, pretty much no chance anyone gets cleaved. Yeah, you can't share a tower with your clone, because otherwise it'll just kill you. That's the long and the short of it.
I guess we'll just keep doing it as the toolbox because it's what people have learned, and we will just keep in mind that you might have to go to the back edge of your tower, or just away, not be in range for the cleave.
Like, just gotta understand that you just can't stand next to it. You can stand a certain distance away to move. If it's just too close because of it, you have to stand further away and then point it.
Yeah, it just means facing away from the boss, which sucks a bit.
Suck.
Is there anything after the shadow clone things? Like anything?
Yeah. There's oh well, I guess
You mean
not
like before
really.
Enrage?
Yeah.
It's like some orbs. Because Shadow Keeper is the one. Like that's the start of that, right?
After you've done the tank and healer tethers, the short tethers, there's Umbra Smash, Umbral Orbs, and Distant Scream at the exact same time. So you either get knocked back with your group or use knockback prevention, and then it is Deep Shadow Nova Spam into Enrage.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, apparently does 4 and then a long path range. Yeah, I think I'm still tanking there. So we can just double me in that.